Hey, good evening everybody. Look at this beautiful red curry with pork, patet more, and it's got asparagus and corn in it as well. Absolutely yummy. You can eat it with rice, and we're having it with the tom kha gai that is also on the site. We're getting on now with the ingredients for the patet more, which is pork in red curry, and it's lovely. This is what you're going to need. We have 3 bunches of asparagus here, 8 sprigs or shoots in each bundle, and we probably cut them to about here, maybe a bit further, maybe about there, and use that bit. There's no point giving you weight because asparagus comes in different sizes, and you just depends how much you like. Then we've got baby sweet corn, which even when rinsed still is a bit hairy, but that doesn't matter. Baby sweet corn, there's 100 grams there, which will be chopped in a minute. Then we have the inevitable teaspoon of Knorr chicken stock powder, which adds a bit of flavor. And we have red curry paste, a very good teaspoon and a half heaped. As you can see, it's actually a pretty good helping. It's gorgeous flavor, this red curry. This stuff comes from the market, homemade. Packeted stuff isn't so good, but this is absolutely, I mean, look at that goodness. Oh, all those spices and herbs all chopped up in there, lots of chili. Oh God, absolutely wonderful. It's making my stomach scream. Okay, we also need the pork. Again, for tonight, it's about three people we're doing this for, and there's about 200 grams of pork there. Right, we'll also need to add at the last minute a dash of evaporated milk, which in every country I've ever been to seems to be a market almost exclusively controlled by Carnation. And we've got an open one here, and we don't measure it. You just pop a drop or 2 in, as you'll see when we come on. And there is some water that goes in with it, about 150 mils of water. Some people who love the sauce, like me, put more water in. A lot of the Thais put considerably less in and make it much more basic as a sort of pasty flavouring. But I love the sauce, especially on the rice. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I forgot as well, we've got 3 kaffir leaves there by Makrut, which will be molested before they're put in. So that's basically the ingredients, and we'll just get ready to prepare them a bit more. Everybody's got their own way of chopping things. We chop fairly diagonally, and basically, as you can see, the asparagus is in smallish pieces, about 3 per stem, and the baimakrut is going to be shredded, I think it is, or maybe just torn into smaller pieces. Again, it isn't eaten, it's more for the flavouring. Right, the cooking process. Oil in the wok as usual, heated up, and in goes the pork. It needs to be broken up a bit, moved around. It's not very hot, the oil, but hot enough to not give it time to soak up too much and to cook through easily. The pork isn't minced, it's pieces of pork that have just been chopped into smallish pieces. Rather, one doesn't want to have mince with everything, so it's just small bits. And we've got the rest all ready to go in here. So as soon as the pork's been well covered and fried, so you don't see any sort of obvious untainted meat there, then you can go ahead, and the first thing that we add is the chili paste. As often mentioned, it always needs to have a bit of frying chili paste so that the herbs and spices can release their flavors and their aroma. So you pop that in and you mix it up. If you think you've underdone it, add a bit more. No problem. If you think you've overdone it, well, don't worry. There's always ice cold water to drink. But this is pretty medium spiciness, I think. You mix it around well. Breaking it all up, giving the pork a good coating of the chili paste, and then you go ahead and add the asparagus and the baby corn, and get the remaining bits up if you can, and put the kaffir lime leaves in as well, and again a nice stirring to coat everything in the flavour. And around now you also put the stock powder in, sprinkle it across what you've got and give it a good stir round. Oh, the aroma of the chili paste is just delicious. And then add the water. Right, and the water is there to soften the vegetables, not make them too soft or take anything away. It's just basically make them less crunchy. What can I say? But it also cooks to produce this simply lovely sauce. And you don't have to cook this for too long, I don't think. Maybe a minute or a couple of minutes. Keep it well stirred around, and make sure that the heat keeps it simmering. You can hear the goodness coming out of it. Again, in this dish, the red curry, paped, the asparagus is not obligatory. It's not part of the flavour. Usually, there's the meat and the corn, and
some people use
and very often, that's right, green beans. Like haricot vert, but in sort of 2-3 centimetre pieces. We used to have it for breakfast in Chiang Mai when my kids were first born. Our kids were first born, and green beans are more often than anything else. But green beans can be rather tough, and as I've mentioned many times, we absolutely adore asparagus. So you can add. I also at one time, when we couldn't get asparagus and the green beans were rock hard, I used to often eat it with peas in it, green peas. Not at all Thai, but my God, it was good. So anyway, there we've got everything ready there, and when you feel that the veg is soft enough, we can serve it up. Okay, well, we've let it simmer quite fast for about 4 or 5 minutes to make sure that it's soft enough for my poor old teeth. So just before you serve it up, you pop in a liberal helping of evaporated milk. We can only do that by vision, right? Because obviously if you have more water, you'll want more evaporated milk probably. But that's what, that's how it looks with the evaporated milk in it. The gas has gone off. Now look at that. Doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? And it's going to go over here with this beautifully freshly cooked rice. So there you go. Look at that. Have a wonderful meal and enjoy.